Hey guys, this is Jeremy with Aloha Divers, and today we're going to be talking about the GoPro 9. Okay, so I just got the old GoPro 9 here in the mail. I ordered it the day it came out, got it here in Hawaii, what was it, yesterday? Going to be replacing underwater-wise my 7. Well, not replacing, just complimenting, right? So we'll talk about some of the differences and see what they look like. I'm going to be taking it out tomorrow to actually dive. So, but I want to unbox this thing. Let's see what it looks like. So the one I got came with a bundle. As you can see on the top of the thing there, it came with like a little floaty selfie stick and a little clippy extra battery and a memory card. I got this GoPro plus the housing, the dive housing, which I need for diving, obviously. I got both of all this together for right at $400 US. So not a terrible price considering that this thing itself, I just was at the I was at the PX over on Kaneohe Bay today, and this thing itself was going for $400. So that's actually pretty good price. But let's look at some of the differences. All right, so we open this bad boy up with their cool little pull tab on the bottom. All right, so first thing right off the bat, when you open this up, right, it comes in a cool little its own carrying case. All right, so it's a little soft carrying case. Well, it's rigid, but it's soft, so kind of neat. Previous GoPros didn't come with that, but that's what you get. You open it up, and this is what's inside of that bundle. All right, so obviously I've got comes with this is a little clippy mount. Take that out in a second. 2 batteries, which is always nice because I always seem to run through at least 1 battery per dive. It's got the floaty mount, so that works. I mean, I like the Movo little tray for my GoPro here for the 7, but that one's not bad. We do use those sometimes. It's got a couple different mounts here that it came with. It came with two mount screws, which is cool because those always seem to come up missing somehow. An adhesive sticky mount, which you always seem to get. In the camera itself, so let's pull this bad boy out. All right, so there's the camera itself. You can see one of the newer features on it. It's got this front-facing LCD, so that you can actually see when you have it. If you've got it pointed at you, you can actually see what's going on there. And it looks like, and it came with a memory card. So it came with a 32 gig SanDisk memory card and all the cool little documentation you normally get. So, and then the box, you can take all that out and you can throw all this in there however you want, right? So let's take a look at this camera compared to the 7. All right, so my 7 I've been using for a while, all right, with the dive housing. It gets a lot of use. You can see I've dragged it over some rocks, and you can see I've kind of scratched up that dive housing lens. But it doesn't provide that. You actually can't see it in the videos, which is cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of this housing real quick, so we can look at the 2 cameras together. I skipped the 8. I didn't buy an 8. I bought the 7 when it came out. The 8 came out, and I decided not to buy it. I didn't feel like the upgrade was worth it, but with the 9, I feel like it might be. So my 7's out. Let's take this little plastic piece off of the 9. Here we are. All right, so the first thing I can tell you is it is obviously bigger than the 7. It is much bigger. You can, well, not much, but you can see it is definitely bigger. I've got the lens cap off of this because I have to have the lens cap off to put it in the dive housing. But you can definitely see that it is bigger. It feels heftier. It looks like it retains much of the same structure. Well, actually not. Let's look here. So on the 7, you've got your power button on the side, your shutter button up top, and you've got your side door here, which when you open up, your side door, you've got your connections, all right, for power and HDMI out. And then you've got the bottom door and the microphone on the bottom, and your bottom door with your memory card and your battery in there. So let's see how that compares to the 9. So the 9, you've got, I haven't even played with this yet, so I don't want to break it. How do we open this? So that looked, okay, so a little open piece, a little open door opens to the side here. So you've got all in one door, it looks like. Looks like you've got a charging port, I spent oh Lord, and there we are. Okay, I spent too much money on diving crap. I see that, but it's good diving crap. So you've got one door here on the side that's got your battery, charging port, and your memory card slot. So that's one on the side. That feels pretty secure when you close it, which is good. One of the notable changes that I see, well, on the side, so you've got the mode switch, power switches on the opposite side of the 7. Shutter is in the same spot, obviously. It's also got a removable lens cap here that the 8 didn't have. The 7s had, but they did away with that with the 8. So you can now remove these if you scratch them or anything. You can get a new one. We're gonna pull the dive housing out here in a minute, see if I have to remove that to put it on. I don't know yet. But one of the notable changes that you'll see is, so they have a built-in mount on the camera itself. There's no housing on this camera right now. It's just there's a built-in mount at the bottom, right? So, so that mount comes out like so. Okay, it folds right out of the bottom, whereas obviously the 7 did not have that, right? So that mounts out, and then now I take that and I can put that on any of these other mounts that it came with. All right, and then you pull your mount obviously off your mount, and you can fold those back up. So that's an interesting new little feature. So you don't have to have it in any type of housing to be able to put it on something. Normally you used to have that little skeleton housing that came with it that you'd put it on in order to actually mount it to something. So you don't have to have that. Kind of cool. All right, so let's break out the dive housing, see how that thing works. All right, guys. So dive housing. Here it is for the 9. It's obviously not going to work with the 7's dive housing. I'm guessing it's not going to work with the 8's either. When I looked on their website when I purchased this, it did not mention any other GoPros that it would work with. I think I did this the hard way. I'm doing this the marine way where I'm just ripping into stuff. So let's see here. All right, so dive housing. So it comes with mounts, which are good. It comes with more mount screws, which are also good. And then it comes with the, let's see, some instructions in case I can't figure out how to use it. Then we open this up and we have the actual dive housing itself. So here's your dive housing, all right, for the 9. And then it comes with this little skeleton back door. So one of the, so anyways, so that little skeleton back door for the housing. If you're not gonna dive too deep with it, this one's good down to 196 feet. So if you're not going deep diving, if you're just going snorkeling or something with it, you can put this on there and you can still have control of the touch panel in the back with the skeleton door on there. So looks like it opens the same way. Still got that same top lock on there, just like the 7 did. So it opens just like so. Now let's see if I got to remove the lens. Looks like it drops right in there with that lens cap still on there, unlike the 7 where I had to remove that lens cap. Looks like it fits right in there. Oh. Let's see. All right, just like so. And she snaps down and she fits in there. So, yep, no removing of the lens cap to get on for the dive housing. So that's pretty cool because that lens cap could be a pain in the butt on the 7. At least it was for me coming on and off. Sometimes it'd be a little too tight. Sometimes you never feel like you get it back on right when you take it out of the housing if you're not gonna use it in the housing. So cool that you don't have to take it off. That's a neat feature. All right, but that's your dive housing. Now what I'm interested in here as well is how does this fit with my current, so here's my little Movo camera tray for my 7. So the way I have it set up, so when this is closed, like such, right, it sits there like that. So you see you got a little bit of room at top, and it sits in there pretty good. With this 9 being bigger, I'm curious to see how this will fit. So let's take this apart real fast and see if it fits in there. All right, so I just tried to put it in there. I can tell you right now, it doesn't look like she's gonna fit in this tray. So I'm gonna need some kind of new tray to put this in. I like using this tray when I dive. It's handy dandy. I clip it to myself, and I can hold it with one hand and it's pretty steady while I'm shooting. I can use it and hold it like this still pretty steady when I'm shooting, and I can control the shutter here, or if I'm, you know, manipulating going to between photos and videos and stuff like that, I can hold it to the side. I like it. It's got shoe mounts up top, so if I want to put extra lights up here, I've done that before. It works well, but it does not look like it's going to work with the 9. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger, some sort of bigger tray for it. So looks like I'll be using this little guy for a while to film. So, but this guy isn't bad. He still works. Okay, so let's talk about some of the main differences between the 7 and the 9 camera-wise, right? So the 7, like I said, I skipped the 8, so sorry. You guys can compare against the 8 if you want, but 7-wise, right? So here's the two of them together. 7's got a 12 megapixel camera. 9's got a 20 megapixel camera, all right? The 7 will shoot in 720, 1080, and 4K at 30 frames a second. The 9 will, so it does all that. It lets you go at 1080 to 240 frames a second, which is really cool. It'll also do 5K at, 30 frames a second, I think, which is super cool. I'm sorry, the 9 will do 4K at 60 frames a second, whereas this was 4K at 30, I think. So, yeah, there's definitely some upgrades here, which is super cool. One of the things I'm really curious in is to see if the battery is the same. I doubt it, but if the batteries between the two work, because that would be cool if I didn't have to buy extra batteries between them and they all kind of just work together. Wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that be neat if they didn't just make you buy extra product just because? I highly doubt it, because they're companies that are make money. So yeah, you can see that is definitely, so you can see here there's definitely a size difference between them. Let's see if I can focus on that. Focus. All right, anyways, so definitely a size difference. So those are not going to fit between the two cameras. No big deal. Like I said, the bundle I bought came with an extra battery, so that's always cool. Can't really complain there. So that's it. So I'm gonna take this thing diving tomorrow. We'll get some good footage. We'll put that footage on the channel. As always, if you guys like our videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. All right, Aloha divers. We're here to bring you good footage. We're here to show you what the underwater world looks like, and I don't know, maybe have some fun doing it. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you later.